probably the big bang of Pokemon Go.
Correct. That is one of them. Exploded
Wow.
faster than expected and led to repeated outages in the first weeks, which to me is not
Dang,
surprising at
dude.
all. When I think about the our world has never been more united than when Pokemon Go first came out.
For real. For
Um,
real.
Hello and welcome to level 140 of the Thoughts and Players podcast, the gaming podcast with Will Takes and No Strings Attached. I am Jeremy. Here's my compadre, David.
What up?
David, how are you doing this fine evening?
I am doing pretty good.
Good.
I did a little thrifting today. I didn't get nothing, but my
Ah.
partner, she got some movies.
Ah.
It's really the place to go for movies, man, because
Yes.
what's people watch them once or twice and then, hey, I'm not watching these anymore. Let's donate them. So,
Right. Right.
good and cheap. They were $1 a piece.
Oh yeah.
I got
Oh yeah.
seasons of DVDs the other day when I went thrifting. It was
Yeah.
3 seasons of The Big Bang Theory, and they were $2.50 each.
Yeah.
Those things are like $40 when they first came out.
And you don't have to deal with digital rights stuff, right? Like I'm dealing with that right now. I've been wanting to go back. I've been going back and rewatching Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But I really would like to go back and watch Robin Big. But you've got to pay like $1.99 or something, either an episode or maybe something like that on Amazon Prime if you want to watch Robin Big. And I'm probably much better off just going thrifting to find old seasons that someone discarded because
Yep.
they're like, who are these idiots? And then the person that works there doesn't know who it is because they're like 73 years old. So they're like 50 cents. And then, not knowing that a millennial like me will come in there and be like, oh, this is the deal of the century.
Exactly.
So yeah, 100%. You said she thrifted some movies. Were there any particular movies that people may or may not know? Do you remember what kind of movies?
I know she got Signs.
Nice.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got some Cyndi Lauper Live for her mom.
Okay.
And then she got 2 other ones. I can't remember what those ones were though. That's at that point I veered off and started looking for my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I always look for more corduroy. I didn't find any good ones today.
No.
But
I appreciate the sign. One movie that I did thrift. This is going along the venerable lineage of M. Night Shyamalan movies. Is he did a movie? I think it was before Signs or maybe after, called The Happening, and I love it because it's terrible. It's a brilliantly terrible movie. And so I remember, I think I got that for like $2. I think it's like you were saying, and I'm like, oh, $2. What kind of idiot doesn't know how great this movie is? They let it go for $2.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Times.
I think that's like the only. I've seen other ones. Like I said, I think I've seen Signs. I have not seen Sixth Sense. I've seen The Mist.
I think
The Mist is The Mist is funny on its own as well. But I mean, The Happening is really the only one where I'm like, yes, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
See, I haven't seen that one either.
Mark Wahlberg, Zoe Deschanel, what is it? I forgot the other guy. That I forgot.
I didn't know they were in a movie together.
They were. They played.
Wow.
Yeah, they played a couple, and Mark Wahlberg was terrible in it, and Zoe Deschanel was even worse. It's kind of surprising. Like, because I went back to watch it after having binged all the seasons of New Girl, where she's like brilliant in it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is before this whole thing popped off. You can probably tell. And you watch that movie and you're like, oh no. Like thank
how did she get more roles?
Exactly. Well, thank the Lord she found her way, I guess, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, I love her. So good in New Girl.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great movie.
I agree.
Oh, that's cool.
The Zoe part.
Yeah.
Yes. How's your day been?
Day has been all right. It's been busy, so trying to get that figured out. But I have Usually like every other Wednesday I go to the chiropractor, get some work done on my lower back because I have to.
Dude, I think I need that for my neck, man. My neck hurts every day.
Yeah, I would recommend it. Before I was having a lot of issues with flexibility and maneuverability in my lower back, and I don't have that anymore. Really, like sometimes it
Heck
gets
yeah,
stiff,
dude.
but like most of the time, it's like it's worked really well. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I've stuck with it, and yeah. So usually on those days, I'm feeling pretty good because I've gotten a little bit of work done on the back. So I'm feeling a little bit more spry, I guess I would say. Yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, chicken ducks and hens, welcome into level 40, 140 of the pod. Got an interesting little topic game kind of thing set up based off of some current trendy news or interesting thing that happened lately. But before we get to that, we're going to start where we always start, and that is talking about the games that we are playing. So I can offer to go first on this if you want.
Go right ahead.
So all the games that I mentioned last episode that I would be playing more, I didn't play any of them. The past week or so.
I
just
trusted you.
I know, just not a lot of time. However, I did have time, I think, and if I'm going to check my Steam real quick here, because sometimes you know how you play something, and it seems like you're in you got like a fever pitch, like a dream or something that you're in, and you're like, I don't understand how I spent this much time doing this, and I don't feel like I spent that much time at all. And so I was going around, I had a little bit of curiosity going around with different games that were up. And sometimes you log into Steam and they'll say like, hey, like this thing is on sale or something like that.
Yes, every time.
So they had like a weekend sale. So I played about an hour and a half of it. So not anything crazy, but I played an hour and a half straight, of the demo for a game called Schedule One. I'm not sure if you heard about this game before.
I haven't yet, no.
So Schedule One is basically drug dealer simulator. That's what it is.
Oh, yes. I've seen clips of that. Yeah, it's like very cartoony looking.
Very cartoony, yeah. You're
like
growing marijuana and you're
hilarious the things the way that you react to it.
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes like a certain strains, people smoke it, they turn into like aliens with one eye and green skin and different stuff like that. I played that for an hour and a half, and I thought, because I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, it looks like I can get into this. And after about a half an hour, I'm like, I don't think I like this. And then after about another 30 minutes, I was like, yeah, I think I like this. So So again, that hour and a half was me going through the roller coaster of emotions of trying to figure out if I like a game or not.
Right.
When I looked at it, it was on sale for like $13. I think typically it goes for like 20 or 25. So that's what I'll probably wish list and look at possibly getting down the road. Because again, you know me, I try to keep it game in, game out. And I have not got a game out yet. So I'm not gonna grab a game in. So that's what I'm trying to keep with. I mean, I broke that rule like 2 weeks ago when I bought 2 games at one time. But generally, I'm trying to keep up with that. So that's mostly what I've played was like Schedule One. I might have got a little bit of. Oh no, that's not actually all I played. So, but again, because I don't pay attention. I'm crazy. So there's another game that I had bought a while ago. Yeah, like I don't even know. I forgot. So most of the time I spent was playing the game I'm going to talk about now. Since I have almost 3 hours in it, there's a game called The Executive, and it's basically so people that like especially like if they're patrons, they know that we have like a series, a very slow moving series, but a series on playing Game Dev Tycoon. They kind of call them clicker games, right? Because it's just a lot of like clicking screens and clicking and navigating for things like that. So The Executive lines up like that, except it is coded, it is painted in movie industry stuff. So you play like this movie executive, you have your own little studio that you start in your garage, and then you write scripts, you shoot the movies and different things like that, right? And the game mechanics basically play the same as Game Dev Tycoon, right? So you're trying to combine certain genres and certain themes together. Some of them work great together, some of them don't. When you nail it, the movie makes more money. When you get it wrong, the movie makes less money or you lose money. So I was playing that, kind of anticipating on. Part of the reason I was playing that is because I bought it for a while ago. I was genuinely interested in it, and so I wanted to start playing it because, like, even though we have game dev and we have Thronefall for patrons, we don't really have anything for just people that like watch our YouTube. So my plan was to eventually just do a playlist of playing that game because they're pretty easy to get into and examine, right? So so yeah, I was other thing I've been playing.
Nice. The last video thing we put up besides like the podcast and stuff was the Hellblade, right?
The Hellblade gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was last May.
Early. Oh, I thought it was
this
earlier
May.
this year.
It was this May.
Yeah.
Yes, this May.
Yeah. So just trying to make sure, you know, it's part of like genuinely wanting to play, but also like me wondering like, would this work as something that we can provide listeners? Is like, you know, if you want to view some more stuff that's just not podcast related, gameplay, let's play type things. With that. And yeah, because I think the things that we have for patrons, we want to keep for patrons, but we don't want to lock all extraneous content to our Patreon, right? So So this was something I was playing to explore to see like how it played. I knew I would like it mechanically because it's like Game Dev Tycoon, and this company that made this also made a game called Startup Company that kind of plays along the same mechanics essentially. So I'm like, yeah, I'll like this. It's just a matter of how much I like it. And yeah, I'll admit, while I was playing it the whole time, I'm like, I wish I was just playing the movies. Sure, but until they re-release that game with, you know, accessibility to make it work on Windows 10 or 11, like it's just going to sit in a case on my on my stand and just never be played again unless I do that crazy thing I talked about doing before, which was building a new old computer, which still isn't up to ability, but yeah,
probably be pretty cheap.
I would think, because I think a lot of the parts that I have I would be able to keep. I think they work with older like Windows 7, Windows Vista type stuff, and that was like the last
Vista
kind of like native compatibility with that game with that game. So yeah, but that's been it for I've been playing Executive and Schedule 1.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little Apex because the wild card event is still there, just no melee bat, which it was ridiculous. The bat, you could charge it up, and when you hit somebody, it just launches them. It was literally a home run, just gone. It was insane. But now it's just wild card. Is just like you respawn over and over, so it's a lot of fun. But I've mostly been playing Rivals per usual. The new season came out, so now they have this character Angela. I don't know where she's from. I don't know, but she has this shield and she flies around, and it's so annoying because the good ones, they'll sneak up behind your team and they'll just steal one or two of you and just put you in their back line, and then you're just decimated.
Yeah.
So that's very annoying trying to counter and play, but it's still fun. So drop back down to plat, I think, because I was in Grandmaster, so I think I'm in Diamond again.
Yeah.
So it's just doing the grinding per usual. Yeah. I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Pocket. It's just every month the rank resets. And so like 1 month I'll play a lot, the next month I don't play a lot. It's just like I don't want to move these cards over and over.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gets to me, which I feel like is a good thing because I'm never pushed away from what's the word? Same thing over and over.
Right. Yeah.
Like Apex Rivals, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I can be pushed away from things that are just the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But that's mostly what I've been playing.
Yeah. Some I get it, like this game, everything has a game loop, right? And you're like, well, some loops are a little bit more fatiguing than others, right?
Yes. Very.
I think that it gets its claws into you. You just can't. You're like, I enjoy this too much, you know. And then some you're like, all right, that's enough. I'll give it a little rest and maybe come back after a while, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's move into our topic because it is tied to some interesting stuff that happened. So not long ago, there was a brand new game that came out. Now, some of you might be hearing this immediately think, "Oh, Borderlands 4." I would say no. What? Um, the game that we're referring to is Hollow Knight Silksong, which is the long-awaited sequel to the original Hollow Knight.
Yep.
And I think it's about 6 years since that game came out, critically acclaimed, obviously
That's
beloved
it?
by its fan base. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
so the game came out, and I believe on almost every, if not most of, if not every platform that it was released on, when it came out, it crashed. I know for sure that it crashed Steam when it came out. I think it crashed PSN and maybe Xbox as well. Um, don't know if it crashed Nintendo because we don't care. Uh,
Who?
who? What?
Then who?
What? Huh? Yeah. So
Huh?
so like yeah, exactly. So it crashed it, and that made me think like, oh wow. That obviously the game's popular, but it's happened before. But I was curious as to when it happened before and what caused it to happen before. So I looked up some stuff and then was having some, some countering, some spatting sources of information. So I, went to the absolute truth on the internet, which is Chat GPT, to make sure that we had this list correct. So I want to kind of do a little bit of a guessing game type of discussion roundtable about some of these games, but I have a list
Okay.
here, and it's not all. I reduced it to 7, and so it gave me 7. There's probably other games that are maybe more deserving on this list, but these are the 7 I got. So I figured we'd talk about it. But first,
Okay.
to kind of give you a little bit of a challenge here, to give you 3 guesses as to which of these 7 games there are. Now
Okay.
I'll also give some clues for some things. So
Good. I'll need them.
one thing that I'll contextualize this with is that the oldest game on this list is from 2012.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. The other clue that I will provide, the other clue that I will provide is that I think it might be a little obvious, but I'll say one of the hmm I'll say that a couple of these games are within franchises that you either play or you are beloved to you, I would guess. I guess I would say.
Okay.
So think about that as well. So I want to kind of give you a second on that to kind of think about that immediately, right?
Right.
Um, and then once you're ready, you can give a guess, and then as you guess, I'll provide additional clues too.
Okay. Those games that some of them are games I love that I've at least played. 2012. And it's
So
stuff that's crashed servers
on launch, yeah.
on
So and
launch.
so I'll give you like the time range is from 2012 to
Right.
2022.
Right. Okay. I'll go out on a limb here because I know it's single player, but you have to be connected.
Mm-hmm.
Was The Last of Us Part 2?
No,
No, I figure.
no.
Okay.
Now one of these I'll give you a hint for. I think will definitely kind of zone you in or zoom you in on one of them. So one of these aren't considered a traditional video game, but an augmented reality game.
Augmented reality?
Yes.
S-
In fact, I'll even go
Sims
further.
4?
No, that would be like a. I'll give you even another clue for this one to make it even more specific. This particular one, this augmented reality game, launched in 2016.
Okay. So what if Sims is not what is augmented?
So an augmented reality is a game of which you also interact with in real life. It's augmented real life.
Oh, okay. So like, okay. If that's the case, things that do also in real life, probably the Big Bang of Pokemon Go.
Correct. That is one of them.
Wow.
Exploded faster than expected and led to repeated outages in the first weeks, which to me is not
Dang,
surprising at
dude.
all. When I think about the our world has never been more united than when Pokemon Go first came out.
For real. For
Um,
real.
so that's not a surprise at all that on launch that game suffered crashes for weeks. Not even just like the first day, but for weeks. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it first because I first started playing when it came out, but I don't think I played the first month. So
Yeah,
maybe that's why I wasn't having issues. That it never even came to mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a big one.
It was.
Yeah,
And then up until very recently, I was playing it again. Now I dropped it again.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of fun. I will say that.
yeah. Oh yeah, and like I said, I remember I was working at what was then Quicken Loans at the time. So, I'm walking around. I was interning there, so I'm walking around downtown Detroit campus marshes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, we got a Nidoran over here. Oh, okay, I'm gonna run over here and grab this and get this real quick. And then, the
Yep.
whole time I'm like, oh man, what's over here? Oh, I don't know. We have a like a Rapidash or something is over here. It's like, oh, let's go get that.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
there's a video. There was a traffic jam because so many people were playing, and there was a Snorlax somewhere, so everyone was trying to go get
Oh
the
yeah.
Snorlax,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
just a crowd of people just
Yeah.
moving in the street.
Snorlax was a big deal. Trying to grab a Snorlax back then. For some reason, they were like, "Oh, we gotta." It was incredible. I'm like, we can't find where's a Charizard or something like that. Everyone's like, "Hey, did you guys hear there's a Snorlax around here?" And everyone's like, "Oh, no, no, what?" I'm like, "What? Okay, go ahead." But it's big.
Okay, so that's one of seven,
Yeah,
correct?
you're right.
Wow, another.
So this, I'll give you a hint for one other game.
Okay,
The one that's from 2022. It is in a franchise familiar to you, and it is a sequel.
so 22 was 3 years ago. Sequel to me. See, with this info, I want to say it's a Call of Duty, but I don't see them crashing servers.
Um, no, well, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure if Call of Duty, if like when they did what is it, Warzone? I'm not sure if Warzone ever crashed, but it is not a Call of Duty is not in this list. But
That's
I
okay.
was
I
close to
I
that.
was I was pretty positive that they weren't.
Yeah, yeah.
But a game that I know in 20 Valheim?
That's a good guess, but that is not it.
Dang, 'cause I remember that was blowing up faster than they thought as well.
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, Also, it had an initial release in 2021, so pretty close.
Oh, dang. I remember it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Just
close.
just a little, just one too many, one too many.
Um,
That's other games I played. 22. Uh, was it that Resident Evil game that came out? Like Resident Evil, like Resistance or
no,
something? I can't remember what it's called. The Dead by
nope,
Daylight one.
nope.
Dang.
So I would say that all of these games are, except for one, are live service games.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
either
an
MMO or
update.
live service games.
Okay. Well, okay, you said most of them. What about Cyberpunk? I know it had glitches and stuff, but like people were like waiting for that.
That's not on this list from the regards of the games that crashed their servers when they came out,
Hmm.
which is like when it like, but that for sure that game crashed all the time because it was technically terrible
That's
when it first came out. So I mean I think that's a fair honorable mention.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Another
22.
2022.
Live action
It is a sequel.
sequel. Overwatch 2?
Correct.
That crashed servers?
Correct. When it transitioned over to Overwatch 2, there were login failures, DDoS attacks, and overloaded servers.
Dang, those hackers were just waiting.
Yep. Yep.
What is it with people? Can't you use like I understand hacking is its own hobby, like, but can't you use it for like good?
White hat hackers. Yeah.
I guess if that's what it's called.
Yeah.
White hat hackers. I've never heard that
Yeah.
term before.
White hat hackers are hackers that do hacking for good, and then black hat hackers are people that do it for not very good. Because of course that's how we denote good and
That
bad.
that seems fishy to me.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like those denotions.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, Overwatch
Okay.
2.
Overwatch 2. Wow.
So, did you play Overwatch 2? You played
I
Overwatch 2
did. That's the one
once,
I got
right?
banned on. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I figured. That's why I kind of said like it was the franchise that you either played or was beloved. I don't
Hmm.
You played it. I think you
I did.
beloved it, but I know you're not
I mean,
playing
yeah,
it.
I had like between Overwatch and Overwatch 2, I probably had like 3,500 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know I crashed them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's two of them.
That is two of them. So what I can do is if you want to take another stab at it, you can take another
Hmm.
stab, or I can read off these other five.
Give almost obvious, but I
Okay.
probably will miss it hints.
So one, I think this other one you'll probably get. We've talked about this game before. This game launched in unison with its single player component. So it has a single player and an online player feature.
Okay.
This game has been around for almost 11 or 12 years and
Okay.
has earned its company billions of dollars.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Well, specifically, yes, but
Vice City.
Grand Theft Auto Online is technically what they call it. But
Oh,
yes,
really?
yeah, but it launched with Grand Theft Auto 5, right? So
Okay.
basically,
That
it's Grand
was
Theft
in
Auto
my
5.
head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
it's made the most money. It had to have crashed at least once on
Yep,
a
yep.
DLC or something.
Multiplayer expansion of GTA 5 had chaotic start with widespread crashes,
Hmm.
lost characters, and inaccessible lobbies. Now, I remember playing GTA Online when it launched, and I did have problems with it, crashing and specifically losing characters and losing progress. And you'd have like, oh, hey, I'm saving up money to get like a loft or something like that. And it's just like, oh, yeah, we can't find your character or your loft. Tough luck, get your money again. And also, we make
Dang,
earning money
dude.
extremely difficult unless you want to give us what is it, Shark Bucks or something stupid like that. I forgot what it was called. What is it called? GTA's currency. That whole thing was crazy. Um, they call them
Right.
sharks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They call them shark cards. As for GTA Online currency is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, you had to grind to get what progress you had. Um,
Hmm.
when you were losing stuff, it was like, okay, this is over. GTA Online is the sole reason why I never played Red Dead Redemption Online, even though I was more excited for Red Dead Redemption Online. Like I didn't play it because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So we got some here left. Some of these are just like not very like they won't come to mind at all. They might not even be games you're aware of.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna read through some of these and then let's see. Well, that was three. So we got four left. So yeah, I can read through these four. So the first one that I didn't know, but then I'll kind of make sense in hindsight, is New World, which came out in 2021. And I don't know if you recall, but that was Amazon Game Studios' big MMO. that they were.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
a lot of
frying
hype for it.
people's graphics cards, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Dang, I remember that. I
Yep.
didn't know what it was called, so you're
Hmm.
right on that one, but I remember the game.
Yep. Because I think they also had an expansion called New World something else. And at some point, people, I remember seeing articles where people were confusing the addition, like the add-on, with the base game, and I'm like, no, that's called New World. I don't know what this other thing, is or whatever, but yeah, hour-long login queues and crashing servers when it first released.
Dang, dude.
Um, the next one, which I'm not part of this franchise, or at the time, at least when this came out, but Final Fantasy 14, which is their MMO.
Really?
Yeah. After the original
Wow, I feel like they
failed,
would have been ready.
after the original failed and they relaunched it, they had a lot of login queues and server crashes on the relaunch. So
Wow.
that's another one. Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn. That's 2013.
Yeah, that's unexpected.
Yeah. We mentioned Pokemon Go.
Hmm.
These two, one I remember hearing about for sure, and this other one I think I heard about too. And they're both Activision Blizzard games. So Activision Blizzard, firm presence on this list. They got to get their servers figured out.
Just a little
But
bit.
yeah, but the one is the World of Warcraft Classic, which is 2019. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
when
I can see that
Blizzard,
happening.
yeah, when Blizzard relaunched the classic version of World of
Yep,
Warcraft that didn't have any of that.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
servers were flooded with players, reliving the 2004 experience. So almost kind of
Yep.
like a crash again, like when it first launched. Yeah, causing login queues and crashes.
It's part of the experience.
Yep. And then the one that is most infamous, it says on here, and I do remember this for sure. And part of the
Oh God,
reason
I'm probably gonna be
is
upset.
something, no,
I
no, no, but
forgot
something
about it.
you alluded to earlier is Diablo 3 that came out in 2012. Now, I'm not sure if you remember
Oh
hearing about Diablo 3 crashes, because
no.
Diablo 3 crashes were happening, I think, not only in multiplayer sessions, but also single player sessions. They were having server crashes.
Dang, dude.
And so, yeah, I remember there being like, what was it? Yeah, the infamous error 37 you would constantly get, right, which is like for any like Diablo 3 players, the equivalent of the red ring of death for an Xbox 360 fan.
Oh
Um,
God.
yeah, I remember hearing about that. Like to this day, I think there's when I hit the most infamous cases of gaming incompetence, I hear about Diablo 3, or it's either like it's, hey, remember Diablo 3, or hey, remember the Aliens game that Gearbox did and Randy Pitchford was the Alien something else, I forgot, the based off the Alien movie, like these terrible, infamously terrible gaming experiences, and Diablo
Hmm.
3 was for sure one of them. Yeah,
Dang.
I remember hearing about that. Um yeah, man, it's crashes
Rough.
are very much part of, and but again, all of these are happening. I mean, with the exception of Diablo 3, but actually no, Diablo 3 still. All of these are happening with games that are either live service, MMO, or they're always
Hmm.
online, right?
Right.
That's where you're getting these. Um, and so it seems like a fix for that would be to not rely on that type of infrastructure. But then they can't monetize you after launch.
Yep.
So it's worth it. It's worth giving you an inferior experience to possibly get more money.
It's it's like a little offshoot of the Lord Farquhar. Some of you may suffer, but that is a chance I'm willing to take.
Exactly. Exactly. I'd be curious to know what are some other crashes, infamous crashes that people remember, especially because again you brought up like Cyberpunk 2077,
Hmm.
where that's not like a server, made by the overwhelming popularity at release crash the servers, but the
Right.
game just crashed all the time because it just technically was not ready. It just did not perform the way it needed to.
Right. That's because I knew that was the reason, and I was thinking if the game was that bad, maybe the servers weren't that great.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
alas.
And I'm trying to think of any games. I mean, I've obviously played games that crashed. Actually, the one that I think of more recently, and I don't know if it's a game issue or if it's a platform issue. I think it's a platform issue. Uh, Specifically with Xboxes, I think you remember when I talked about Manor Lords first coming out.
Yep.
And I can't remember if it came out earlier this year or last year. I mean, time is just a figment of my imagination. But
Yeah, I agree.
that kept
Everybody's
crashing, right? Like I was able to get 6 hours in, and then I would try to play it again, and it just kept crashing. I could never progress.
right.
I never ended up going back and playing it. This was a game that I was so excited for,
Hmm.
and it just got completely just halted because technical aspects. It crashes all the time. I can't freaking play the thing.
Yep.
So he was like, all right, cool. Well then I guess I'm out of here, you know? And I know for sure there's been like other games that had constant crashes where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't play this game. But that's the one that most recently comes to mind. I think the other one that I was having those types of issues with were
Hmm.
actually Gears Tactics, which again I played that through Xbox Game Pass at the time through that platform, and
Right.
it was an issue. Yeah, and I remember that specifically because I'm like, this is an Xbox game. How is your own game on your own platform crashing all the time?
I
Right?
think I remember you complaining about that.
Yeah. Gears Tactics was another one, and so I'm like, oh man, this like
Dang.
I had to push through it in order to beat it. I enjoyed the game. Like I thought it was really a really good tactics game, but like
Hmm.
yeah, man, that was crazy. Just having to all right, deal with this. All right, I'm gonna deal with this, you know. Yeah, as far as crashing games, you know, in general. And then obviously that another big one that probably jumps to mind is Assassin's Creed Unity, right? That was kind of like the same line of Cyberpunk, where the game's just
Mm.
broken. You know, it's just broken. So why is this thing even out here?
It's Ubisoft.
Because it's Ubisoft, exactly.
That's
Because it's Ubisoft. You know, it's interesting. I was thinking about Ubisoft the other day, just in regards
oh,
to like,
I'm sorry.
thank you. I was reflecting on, I was reflecting on brazen examples of incompetence.
Hmm.
And Ubisoft came to mind because I'm like, hey, like you guys refuse to change your game formula, your game mechanics, how you approach your game design, and like your company's losing money. Like your company's on the verge of going bankrupt and being bought out by some other larger company. You would think that at some point you would think we got to change it up. Like
You would
eventually you think
think.
someone would think like
You'd
maybe
think.
we change it up a little. But they're like, nah, we're going to keep doing the same thing. That's the only thing that's consistent about us is we do the same thing. So you don't worry. Every open world RPG is going to play exactly like Watch Dogs, or it's going to play exactly like uh, um, Far Cry. You know what I'm saying? Like the exact same thing. Star Wars
Hmm.
Outlaws comes out, plays the exact so open world map, bunch of icons. Okay, here we go. You know,
Here we go again.
here we go again. So I was like, interesting. Um, but yeah, they've had some games with some terrible crashes. The Assassin's Creed one being I think the only one really in my experience with any Ubisoft games. I'm sure there's been more. I remember their platform crashing actually. Like they did the whole migration of we have our own marketplace where we host our games, and then
Hmm.
you would have to log into their portal to play their games, and
Hmm.
they crashed and they didn't work. Because I remember I got a free version of the Division, and I'm like, well, when I played it through Steam, it worked, and then when I played it on your platform, it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
I'm like, can you just stop and just give it back to Steam and let them take care of it, you know? But yeah, that's the list. Are there any crashing any games you remember distinctly having to deal with crashing issues when you were
Yeah,
playing them?
but not because of like overload and stuff like that, but
Mm.
like Apex, their servers have been down quite a few times.
Yeah.
I I know Overwatch, even after the original like opening of Overwatch 2, there was some server issues.
Hmm.
But I mean, like you're right. Like it doesn't matter what company, what game, if it's a live service kind of game, it's going to have a problem at one point or another, no matter how minuscule it might be.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yep. I mean, and now it just feels like a game is just going to have those issues, unless it's a really kind of focused, purposeful indie developer that
Right.
like the people that make Hollow Knight or the people that make Clear Obscure Expedition 33, right? Like
Hmm.
it's got to be that level of focus and kind of purpose and fervor behind their product in what they're making in order to ensure a high level of quality. Else, it's higher probability you're going to have some crazy thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well,
The bigger the things are, the harder they fall, it seems.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I've thought about actually.
I started that sentence not knowing where I was going.
Well, you ended it nicely.
It ended pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about going actually eventually. Maybe we do a video of discussing the big kind of failures of gaming last year. There's been every year it seems like there's 5, 6, 7 big games that come out in straight face plant, and I think it's an interesting post-mortem.
It's becoming a little too common. Like
it's becoming too common. Yeah,
I understand if it happens once, maybe
it used
twice a year, every 5 years, like whatever.
Exactly.
Like, the games that came out, the game itself was solid. Whether or not you like the game, irrelevant.
Yeah.
The game was made very soundly.
Yeah.
Now there's bits and pieces and holes and this and that. DLC will come later, blah blah blah. Like, the quality has just dropped for these AAA games.
Yeah, and they're like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the idea that a game like Concord, right, a hundreds million dollars big AAA game, comes out, fails miserably, and is closed and not supported 2 weeks after release. The idea of that happening 25 years ago was unfathomable. Like, that just wouldn't happen. Right. And now it feels like something like that happens every year or every other year. And how is it tenable that you have, game publishers are able to have these 180 million, 100 million, $200 million games that fail every 2 or 3 years? Financially, you just can't, it's not sustainable. So that's like part of the issue we're seeing in gaming in general, right? Is that you have these games taking so long and they have plans to monetize them. But if the game's Anthem, it doesn't matter how much you plan to monetize it. The game's going to be dead in 2 to 3 years, and you're not going to recoup the investment you put into that. The people you paid, the technologies you paid for, the infrastructure you built on the back end with servers and different things like that, all that's just lost money,
Yeah.
And then you try to give us by upping the prices on stuff and introducing battle passes and DLC and different things like that. We're not here to finance your incompetence. We're here to buy good games and have good experiences,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, again, that's a wrap for that topic. I guess it brings us to final thoughts, where we can offer a final thought about something that is either related or unrelated to this podcast episode. So, who wants to give a final thought first?
You want to go?
I can go.
Okay. What you got?
What I have is that update is that I had last time we talked, I talked about how hey, this whole Ghost of Yote thing, special edition, yada yada yada, controller, console, it's all a ripoff. I'll probably fall for it, but I might end up ordering it, right? So you had said, I remember. Yeah,
the next day they were pre-selling.
Exactly. The next day, the following day that after we recorded, you were like, hey, it's going to be available for pre-order tomorrow. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, right? Get done, wrap up recording, immediately forget. Immediately, right? Like, immediately.
Yep. Sounds like something I would do.
And so, how did I remember? Well, rare occasion, kind of last week, I had a moment in time where I was just sitting doing nothing. I had nothing to do. I had nothing giving me anxiety. And my mind was able to just wander into the recesses of the vaults in there. And it said, hey, did you pre-order that controller? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't. Even though now I remember that I was supposed to pre-order it. And I remember David telling me that I could pre-order it the day after we recorded about it. So then I went to the website and I was able to get a pre-order in on the controller. We looked at a couple of them. We looked at like the gold edition one and the black edition one. I got the gold edition one. Okay. And so it's supposed to be Ghost of Yote comes out next month. And so the controller, I should be getting the controller, I think, in that first week of October. So
that's quick.
Yeah, looking forward to getting that controller. The first thing I'm going to play with that controller is going to be Ghost of Tsushima, because I'm going to replay it before I play Ghost of Yote.
That's right, dude.
And of
You're gonna get
course,
the sequel before you get your little collector statue.
oh yeah, they've developed and created the sequel before. I still haven't heard about that statue, right? And then of course, I'm also going to say that I'll probably end up using it when I'm playing like Just Cause 4 or something else totally related because I can never rely on myself to carry out the vision I have. But yeah, I
I
am
feel you on
excited.
that.
I am excited to get it though because it's pretty cool. Like I said, I've had regrets about not getting the Starfield controller, and I see it online now, and people have it upsold or they have knockoff versions that aren't the real versions, and I'm
Right.
like, man, even though I really like that controller, so I want to make sure I get this one. But yeah, it's my final thought.
Nice. I'm glad you got the pre-order, especially since you forgot until
Yes,
whatever day, because sometimes those things are just gone.
and I very easily could have forgot until after it was out, and then it was like, okay, now I can't get it. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's yeah.
yeah, I had a brief moment of clarity where I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something, right? Oh yeah, I gotta get the controller. So, yeah.
Nice. My final thought. I was shopping the other day, and it was at Meijer, and I was going from the food to uh the health stuff like toothbrushes, deodorant, whatever. So I was going
Hmm.
down one of the aisles, and it went across the toy aisle, and so I saw the Pokemon section. I was like, holy crap! They actually have Pokemon packs. They had like 40 of them. I was like, I'm not gonna be a scalper. I'm gonna grab 8 of them, and I'll
Hmm.
just open one a day here, a day there, whatever. So I had them underneath my desk just so I would remember that I had them.
Hmm.
And one day, Zayn came in. He's like, "Oh, can I open one of these?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. You can open whatever you get." He got the only full art card out of all 8 packs, and it was the 4th highest card in the set. I was like,
Really?
"Come on, man!" I was like, "I got nothing," and he got the only hit. He's like, "Can I keep this? Can we trade this?" I was like, "Yeah, you can keep it. You can grade it."
Yeah.
Uh, but I thought that was pretty funny. The one pack he picks.
Right. I know, right? Yeah. So there wasn't anything worth of anything else in those other packs, huh?
Yeah, everything else is like $1 card, whatever, even
Yeah.
graded. Like the card he got, if it gets a PSA 10, which I think it will, it's $120.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, but it's nice. I'm glad he gets these experiences.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, obviously, it's like not only to be able to do that, I mean, like the whole like trading card and Pokemon trading card thing is like really cool and interesting, but also to be like it's also like this kind of like shared thing that you both have like like you both value, like it's kind
Hmm.
of like, hey, this is a cool thing that I'm doing. This is a cool thing to experience, but I'm also experiencing with my dad. He's into the exact same thing, so it's like it's like, hey, you have someone innately to kind of almost nerd out with this stuff with too. You know what I'm saying? As you're like kind of
Yeah,
finding your way as to what you want to do. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I think it's like kind of like that way with like video games. Like my like mostly like my dad would play video games, but he would play them like every now and then. He
Hmm.
was really like a gamer, so I didn't really like I didn't really nerd out with him. It's just every once in a while when he couldn't sleep, I'd see him playing Dynasty Warriors 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was like
Yeah, dude.
it. It wasn't like a thing where I'd walk up to him and be like, "Hey, what about that South South?" You know what I'm saying? Like that never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it's cool to kind of have that. I think I had that with like kind of like my uncles and aunts that like play games. I could more so like nerd out with them. Like the neighbor that gave me
Hmm.
all those strategy games, right? He'd be like,
Right.
"Hey, what strategy you use on this map?" And I'd be like, "Bro, you wouldn't even believe it." He's like, "I've completely stomped the crap out of the computer using this tactic." "Oh, what's the tactic?" "I just built a bunch of tanks." "Oh, okay. That's not really a tactic. That's spamming tanks, but cool." You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what you got to do. Yeah, but it's
That's
always
funny.
great to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dad would also play video games every now and again. And I
Yeah.
remember he was playing on the Nintendo. It was one of the Super Mario World games.
Hmm.
And he was in the bathroom, and my uncle was out there waiting because they were playing 2 player. And my uncle decided to let me use all of his power ups.
Yeah.
My dad was mad.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I use all my power ups.
Yep. I used like
All
a
my sweet
star. I
combos.
used the tail thing with the end of the
Yeah.
leaf. Yeah, he had like 7 or 8 of them, and I just
Just
click, 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 click.
click, click, ran through all of them. Did you even destroy anything, or did you just stand there with them?
No. He got out by the time before I could even play the level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he caught me in the act, like using like the last one. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Bro, imagine using the star and just standing there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's just multicolored, just standing there, not using it at all. Yeah. That's funny.
Kids.
I know, right? Well, that leads us to the end of level 140 of the Thoughts and Players podcast. If you liked what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe to the podcast on your preferred podcast service. You can also catch us on the socials. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Instagram and TikTok. We're also on the YouTube, where we upload video versions of the podcast. If you want to support us, there's a couple ways you can do that. One is to buy merch. I have the case here, my iPhone case that has our logo on it, which I may be getting a new one if I get a new phone. So I have to make sure I think about that.
You getting the new or just new?
I don't want to spend. I'm probably gonna get the new. I've had this for a while.
I feel
and I don't want to spend the money, but
yeah, that's what I did with the 22. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy another phone in like for 5 or 6 years. I might as well drop the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, you can do that, or you can also check us out on Patreon, where we have 3 different tiers, 2, 5, 7, each offering little bits and different bits of goodies. There will be more uploads of the Game Dev Tycoon Let's Play and of Thronefall coming there soon. And then, like I said, in the works, strong possibility we get a playlist Let's Play going of the executive for people to check out there, kind of see what the game is like. Pretty easy, have a little bit of interactivity that goes there, which you want to name things, name movies, name actors, different things like that you can do in that game. So that'd be cool. Oh, but that is it for me. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add?
Peace.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next level.